It's no secret that MCU Phase 4 has been, well,
Period 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 period.
inconsistent at best and for the most part, incredibly lackluster. With a few gems, but mostly projects that didn't feel worth your time. And it's been a very long time since a trailer for a Marvel project has lit that fire in my little stank heart as much as the recent Black Panther trailers have. And honestly, at this point, this movie is my last hope that Marvel's Black Panther 2 can save the MCU. As Marvel's Black Panther 2 closes out this more than lackluster phase, it has a lot riding on its back. The first Black Panther was a great movie, with some hiccups of course, but overall, it was an absolute incredible experience. And if all this movie had to do was follow that, it would still be a challenge. But of course, this movie was made after the untimely death of the legend that is Chadwick Boseman, who when stepped into the role of the original Black Panther blew us all away. And if all this movie had to do was follow up on that, it would still be a challenge. But also, this movie will be the bridge to the next saga that Marvel is looking to start. And based off of everything that came before it, they're going to need a really nice looking bridge to get people to want to cross over into Phase 5. And if all it had to do was succeed in that, it would still be a challenge. But after eating up the delicious meals of wonderful shows and movies like Miss Marvel and the Eternals, Black Panther 2 holds even more expectation to be great. Because if Marvel can't get this one right, then the MCU dies in my heart. The Marvel Cinematic Universe started when I was 9 years old. I'm now 23. I practically grew up alongside these movies. And Phase 4 kind of felt like watching your best friend go through that one phase in life that you really wish they didn't, but know that they had to. Marvel of late seems to have forgotten it's allowed to take itself seriously. It's turned characters who were flawed and scarred into caricatures of themselves. They consistently created stories that are made to be forgotten, and even when they gave us stories of substance, they are far and few between. All for the sake of pushing out easy to consume content. There was a time and point where what characters said mattered, what they did mattered, and how they affected the world around them mattered. But of recently, it just seems like the MCU is using humor that is often poorly executed to excuse itself of putting effort into growing characters. Can you tell how disappointed I was by Love and Thunder and Multiverse of Madness? But based off these trailers alone, and I'm really hoping here that this movie forgoes all of that and gives itself space to make the audience feel something more. It would be a travesty if Black Panther 2 was transformed into another forgettable comedy fest that was just made to push some overarching narrative forward. And honestly, this movie has a unique spot to be in. Considering Phase 4 hasn't followed that usual Marvel everything connects right into the next thing, it can have its own standalone story that can wow all by itself. And given how well they did that the first time, it raises my expectations even more. And I know that having high expectations can be a curse, but come on, I still want to believe that post-Endgame, these movies can be exciting, fun, and worthwhile. And I'm wholeheartedly putting that on the back of Black Panther 2 to remind me of that. I don't like to speculate on movies, I prefer to just let them surprise me, but I must admit, I am very interested to see what they're going to do with the character and with the story following the legacy that was left behind. But what I do know and truly believe is that every single person from director to lighting stagehand that is involved with this movie would not want to tarnish that legacy. It would be disrespectful to have written and created a movie that would diminish anything that its predecessor had built up. And I can only imagine the pressure that comes with knowing that what you are making will also feature as a tribute to the life of a very loved man. And almost for that reason alone is why I think Marvel and everyone involved had to set out to make something deserving of that title. Something beautiful. Black Panther 2 will make or break the MCU for me. This movie will determine whether or not it's worth watching all of these shows, whether or not it's worth getting up to go to the movies. This is the last chance I can give that little mouse to set my heart aflame, but I also believe that it will do just that. But what do you think? Do you think Black Panther 2 will flop? Do you think it'll be incredible? Do you think I'm putting way too much expectation into one movie? Let me know in the comments down below. And seriously, let me know. I've actually been reading about every comment I've been getting, and I've been loving doing it. But other than that, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe. I would appreciate it a ton. There will be videos like this every week, so I will see y'all in the next one. Deuces.